Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Nako, it turns out, kahit na naghihigpit itong Canada sa immigration, kahit na yung mga opisyal dito, naghahanap ng paraan to go after the so-called bad actors, taking advantage of people who want to come to Canada, hindi pa rin sila tumitigil. Itong mga taong walang konsensya, no? Ay, nako. Anyway, pag-uusapan kong scheme dito, tina-target rin ng mga foreign workers tulad nung Lamia for Sale scam na madalas nating naririnig. It's related to that, but this is so much worse. Grabe ito. Apparently, it's been around for a while, pero ngayon ko lang siya narinig dahil dito, as usual, sa report na aking ipapakita sa inyo. Ang tawag dito ay, ang tawag mismo ng Canada Border Services Agency ay payroll cycling. Okay, payroll cycling. Mamaya, maintindihan niyo kung bakit yan ang tawag. Nakakagalit ito talaga. Nakakagalit. Yung Lamia, okay, para po sa mga hindi nakakaalam, ulitin lang po natin. Ang Lamia, yan po ang certification o document na sinisecure ng mga employer dito sa Canada. Kailangan po nila yan kung gusto nilang mag-hire ng foreign workers. Ang madalas po natin naririnig noon na panoloko dyan ay binebenta yung Lamia. Parang binebenta yung job offer. Sabihin ng mga employer, halimbawa, o meron akong Lamia para sa posisyong to. O ano, gusto mo, ikaw na i-hire ko, bigyan mo ko ng ganitong amount. You know, some say $20,000, 30 up $50,000. Diba magkano yun in pesos? About 2 million pesos. May pumapatol niyan, okay? Hindi ko alam kung may mga Pilipinong pumapatol ng ganong kataas. Pero ang ibang lahi, meron daw po talaga. Actually, in this case, yung kwento kong Indian ito, pinatulan niya yung $50,000. Pero hindi doon nagtapos ang panloloko sa kanya. Okay? Ay, nako. Dahil una sa lahat, hindi po talaga dapat binibili ang Lamia, ha? Ay, nako. Okay. This is so much worse than Lamia for sale. Why do I say that? Yung Lamia for sale, bayaran mo, kapunta ka dito, at makakatrabaho ka. Totoo, makakatrabaho ka, no? Ito hindi. Hindi ganun ang nangyari. Ay, ewan ko ba, mga taong to. Makaisa lang talaga, no? Anyway, sige na nga, puntahan na muna natin kung saan ko nakita itong storyang to. From CBC News, ang title, ayan, andyan po sa taas. Temporary foreign workers targeted by costly online immigration scheme. Mahaba yan, 7 minutes. Pero nakapaloob dyan yung case study noong payroll cycling scheme. Okay, but let's watch first yung first part dito, kung saan sinasabi dito sa report posted October 30 lang, a few days ago, kung paano hanggang ngayon napakadali pa rin talaga maghanap ng mga abusadong nagbebenta ng Lamia online. Pumunta ka lang daw ng Facebook Marketplace, pumunta ka ng Kijiji, makakahanap ka raw talaga doon. Ang bibilis daw tumawag pag alam nilang naghahanap ka ng trabaho dito sa Canada. So, ang ginawa ng reporters po dito, they set up a fake Facebook account and pretended to be a job seeker. Tapos they started joining all these groups, no, mga Facebook groups, tsaka nag-get in touch dun sa Kijiji na mga mayroon daw Lamia, urgent hiring may Lamia. O sige, puntahan na natin yung part kung saan tapos na sila mag-set up ng profile nila, okay?
It doesn't take long to get our first response. One of the LMIA sellers starts engaging us on WhatsApp.
How much is your CRS score?
And then another seller gives us a call.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. I received a message on WhatsApp. So looking for LMI.
Within minutes, he names his price.
This LMI is a paid LMI. It will be employer cost and the immigration lawyer cost.
Okay.
It will be total nearly $25,000 on that.
You heard right. $25,000.
$25,000 para saan daw? Employer cost and immigration lawyer cost? No, guys, hindi po totoo yun. Ay, ito talaga mga taong to. An employer, ang mga mag-a-apply for one Lamia for every position, $1,000 lang po talaga yun. Cost niya talaga yun kung gusto niyang maghanap ng worker abroad. $25,000. Ano ba yan? Itong nakausap nila na immigration lawyer, sabi nila, walang decenteng, kumbaga, o legit na immigration consultant o lawyer na sisingil na ganong kalaki. Okay? Para mag-process ng ganitong uri ng lamia. Ay, nako. Okay, but anyway, $25,000 yun, ano. Puntahan na natin tong storya ng payroll cycling. Alam mo, iso-short, ito yan, wait muna. Tignan natin yung glimpse, ayan. Ito yung kanilang biktima. Yung mismong restaurant na kumuha sa kanya ay yung nasa tapat. So, ang nangyari dito, just to, para na lang shortcut natin, galing pa siyang India. Doon siya na-recruit from India. He worked with a legitimate RCIC, okay, registered immigration consultant dito sa Canada, who found him a real employer. Yan, okay, totoo yung employer. At may totoong lamia din yung employer who gave them a job offer on paper, di ba? O nga naman, kung ikaw yung nandun, isipin mo, everything's good. It looks good on paper. Di ba? So, na-process, in short, ang work permit nitong ni Kuya. At lumipad siya all the way from India for his job. Oh, by the way, siningil siya ng $50,000 ha. Umuo siya dito, di ba? Pero again, hindi po natapos doon ang kanyang problema. $50,000 to be paid in installment. Hindi lang clear sa akin actually kung nabayaran niya yung buo, no? Kasi 5 installments daw. So pagdating niya ngayon dito sa Canada, ang nangyari, hindi siya pinagtrabaho, hindi siya binigyan ng oras. Ang sinabi pa sa kanya, siya pa daw ang kailangan magbigay ng pera dun sa kanyang manager sa branch. $1,400 plus bi-weekly. So parang almost $3,000 a month. Yung perang hinuhulog niya, binibigay niya, parang yun din ang bumabalik sa kanya. Binibigyan siya ng pay stub at dinidepositohan nung so-called sweldo niya. Pero take note, hindi talaga siya nagtatrabaho. My gosh, ano? Bakit papatulan ng isang tao yan, ng isang foreign worker? Okay, baka tanong ng iba. Kung ganun, po niya ibigay yung pera. Hindi po kasi ganun kasimple yun, ano? Una sa lahat, yung lamia, the work permit that comes with the lamia, closed work permit po yan. Ibig sabihin, nakatali ka lang dun sa iyong employer na kumuha sa'yo. Pangalawa, parang yung marami po kasi gusto nila magkaroon ng pay stub. Okay? Because that is going to form part of their application for their future permanent residency application. Kaya sinasyaga ng iba. At pangatlo, yung iba po natatakot magsumbong. Pwede nyo po isumbong kung meron po kayo ma-encounter ng mga abusadong employer na kahit naka-closed work permit po kayo. Huwag kayo matatakot kung sinasabihan kayo na ipapadeport kayo, hindi po totoo yun. You can find ways to secure what is called a vulnerable work permit. Okay, that is technically an open work permit. Kung mapatunayan po na talagang abusado at may mga ginagawang hocus-pocus itong mga nagdala sa inyo dito. Okay, but anyway, this person lasted 2 years. Okay, he arrived 2022, 2024 daw siya nag-quit. Imagine, sa kanya kaya kinukuha yung hinuhulog niya, no? Hindi sinabi rin dito sa report. I would assume, ano kaya, no? Baka nag-cash job siya. Kawawa naman. Or ano ba, nangutang, hindi natin alam, ano? My gosh, talaga nga naman. Sige, puntahan na natin. Ang dami kong sinabi. Ano ba yan? Bago po natin ipagpatuloy yung episode na yan, ako, just a short commercial. This channel, ito pong in a nutshell, is open for collaboration, guys. If you're interested in creating content with me, please contact Talentado Creative Agency o yung Talentado CA. Nako, sila po ang mag-handle ng mga collaborations for in a nutshell. And for content creators looking for someone to help boost your channels, whether here on YouTube, on Facebook, TikTok, nako, i-consider nyo po ang Talentado Agency. Matutulungan po kayo, ito ng anak ko, matutulungan po kayo in networking. Ako personally, nako, ang dami ko na agad natutulan sa kapwa Talentado talents na nakausap ko na, no? Ang dami mga tips on how to improve and boost my channel. So yeah, ito po ang contact information ng Talentado CA, and I will also put it down in the description box if you're interested. Okay, back to the episode.
A temporary foreign worker at this restaurant says they got caught in a similar scheme. The man says a Canadian immigration consultant promised him a path to permanent residence for $50,000 to be paid in 5 installments. Before making the second payment of $15,000, he asked the consultant if it should be sent by bank or cash. The reply: employer needs to be given cash. That employer was Turtle Jack's Oakville. Manager Inderjit Lamba offered the worker a full-time position as a cook, one of 2 LMIA-approved jobs worth 50 additional points towards permanent residence. But after arriving in Canada from India, the worker discovered his job was not what it seemed. He wouldn't actually work any hours. Instead, he was told to make bi-weekly cash payments to the employer in order to stay on the payroll. How much money should be sent to the employer? He asks his consultant. $1,471.53 is the cash amount. Do it every second week, she replies. In another WhatsApp message, the manager, Lamba, tells the worker to ask a member of staff for an envelope. Put payment in there, close the envelope, and have another member of staff put in my box, put my name on it. And if a payment was late, a threat to take him off the payroll, jeopardizing his hope of permanent residence. If you are not here today, I will end the pay, Lamba writes.
Grabe, ang kapal na mukha, di ba? Ano ba yan? Di ba? Kawawa naman. Ang hirap din ng sitwasyon niya kasi. Mukhang totoo eh. Totoo yung nag-exist yung employer, yung branch. Yung job offer niya, meron. Yung Lamia, totoo nga naman. Na-approve naman siya ng work permit. Ano ba yan? Diba? How do you avoid it? Talagang, ewan ko ba? Ang hirap, ano, kawawa naman. Okay, dininay daw itong report, they got the side of the manager na binabanggit doon. Dininay niya na may ginagawa siyang kababalaghan doon. Pero in a follow-up report of CBC, yung mother company, kasi franchise daw pala yung kanyang branch ng restaurant. The mother company ended its relationship with that branch. At parang pinapa-shutdown daw yata in 90 days yung kanyang branch. Grabe, di ba? Ito yun, this foreign worker says he paid his own wages for a cook position that didn't exist. Again, binibigyan niya ng pera, yung employer, ibabalik sa kanya yung pera, may kasamang pay stub, pero hindi niya talaga tinatrabaho. Wala talagang nag-i-exist na trabaho. Ganon. Grabe, no? Siguro yung employer, ginagamit pa rin yung same Lamia na ginamit sa kanya to victimize more foreign workers. Oh, ano ba yan, di ba? Ayun. Okay, nandito ang explanation kung ano yung payroll cycling. Ayan. CBSA, which investigates immigration fraud, this type of arrangement is called payroll cycling. Payroll cycling involves the creation of fake documents like pay stubs by a complicit employer or consultant on behalf of a foreign national. It is often used when a foreign national obtains a work permit for a position that doesn't exist. At under the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, payroll cycling is a form of misrepresentation which is illegal for all involved. Okay? Pati yung mga biktimang foreign workers. Imagine, na napilitan, naipit sa ganong sitwasyon. All involved, both the workplace involved in the scheme and any worker who participates in it. Migrants, ito na. Migrants caught misrepresenting themselves and anyone who advises them to do so can face fines of up to $100,000 and up to 5 years of imprisonment. Grabe, no? Kawawa naman yung mga nabibiktima nito. Kaya sinasabi ko sa inyo na it's so much worse than the Lamia for sale. Kasi nga, at the very least, pero huwag yung gagawin, huwag kayong bumili ng Lamia. At least yun, pagdating mo dito, nakatrabaho ka, di ba? Ito, hindi wala talaga. Diyos ko. Ito yung email daw nung manager. Nag-email daw dun sa CBC. Sabi, allegations made by the former employee are unproven, unsubstantiated, and are denied. Ayun, grabe. O, sabi pa dito, the documents reveal the worker made a series of payments to the employer over a period of 16 months. Kawawa, tagal niyang tiniis. Tsaka nakakaloka, no? Meron pang threat yung manager. If hindi mo ako bayaran, di lumating ng ganitong araw, titigil ko yung pagbibigay sa ng pay. O, ito naman yung statement nung mother company nung restaurant. The franchisee was clearly informed that we will not renew his franchise agreement and that he will leave the franchise system following our 90-day notice. O, ayun. Hindi ko alam kung meron pang ibang penalty, no? So, ayun. Nakakaloka. Dumating siya dito para sustentuhan ang sarili niyang sweldo. Wow. Ay, nako. Anyway, so that's it. I will end this episode here. Kung may alam pa kayong ibang mga scheme, let me know down there in the comment section nga. Para mapag-usapan at maging aware yung ibang kababayan natin na makakapanood ng episode na ito. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Okay, bye!